Hey gents, today I just want to talk about this very interesting chart. This is from a Wall Street Journal article that is about the bankruptcy of modern brands and their rebirth online. As we jump into that, make sure you subscribe to learn about the best men's wear on the internet on this channel. Give a thumbs up for these Wednesday industry videos, and now let's dive right in. To give the briefest summary of the excellent article from the Wall Street Journal, it is about how companies like Wet Seal will go bankrupt. They will sell off all of their stores and their mall leases, and then it will very quickly kind of rejigger and grow back online so that they can continue to have the brand equity that the company has built up over many years, and they can sell more products for like a fifth of the company that was required when you had to have the infrastructure for the stores. And so it's about how some of these brands that we know and love today that are in malls are heading their way towards bankruptcy, which I talked about with J. Crew. I'll link to that down below also, and then rebirthing online and starting to just have basically the same product but sold directly to customers. To me, the biggest thing that stood out in that article, and it's a chart that I've been considering trying to illustrate, so I'm very happy that the Wall Street Journal did that, is this chart right here. And this chart shows the difference between a pair of jeans at retail $150 and the different places that the money goes as you buy it either in the store or online. And it's the exact type of chart that shows what I was trying to convey in my J. Crew video a few months ago, where I talked about how J. Crew is on their way to bankruptcy and why they're struggling in today's retail environment. You hear this all the time from internet brands that are new, like DSTLD, Mott & Bow, Everlane. You hear this from all of these young modern companies where they take the high premium product, they cut out the middleman, they pass the savings on to you. This chart illustrates things in an excellent way because the only constant, whether you're buying a pair of jeans from DSTLD or a small online brand, or from J. Crew or one of the mall brands, the only constant is the cost of goods sold. Beyond that, the retailer's costs are going to go to different parts of the supply chain, and that is what makes it so challenging for companies like J. Crew trying to pivot to being an online company when they still have this legacy business over on the side that they have to support. First, let's break down the jeans if you buy them at a retail store. So first, you're paying obviously for the cost of goods sold, but then each of the different parts of the jean that you're paying for are related to the infrastructure of having that retail space. So you're paying for the rent in the mall, you're paying for payroll, you're paying for shipping to the different locations of the store, and then there's a little bit left over down at the bottom for profit, and that's where the retailer makes its money. You buy those same jeans online, you still have the cost of goods sold, but the different parts that are being funded are no longer things like the local economy because of payroll and rent. It's more looking at the cost of free shipping, it's looking at the logistics and warehousing, which to a degree does affect the local part of the economy, which is something that Amazon is going through right now. We're talking about a lot of their warehouses that are building up in infrastructure. But the biggest difference when you're buying online is you can see that there's a lot more profit in the online version. You're seeing about 30% profit margin versus 16% profit margin, and that's what makes it so challenging for J. Crew and the Gap brands to compete with these very small brands. So why does all this really matter? Well, it's because retail is struggling right now. You hear a lot about like the retail apocalypse, and I've talked about it myself in my J. Crew video, but I think the point is that if you have a mall near you that has an Apple store, a Tesla store, a Burberry, Coach, if you have a high-end luxury mall near you, those malls are going to be fine. Those malls are busy on weekends, they're busy on the nights and evenings, and they have a lot of people flocking to them. The malls and the stores and the strip malls that are really going to struggle are the ones that don't have the illustrious type of retailers that really attract crowds in, and those are the ones. I have one near myself that I'm surprised it didn't shut down 10 years ago, but those are the malls that you are hearing being shut down. And it's more of a US problem that there are way too many stores and selling space per square foot. I think we have like 6 times the amount number 2 does in the world, which is either Germany or the UK. And so right now there's just been a huge expansion of retail into different parts of the country, and now everything is starting to retract, so you'll see job loss and you'll see store closures, and ultimately it's going to lead to more choice in the long run. It's going to be a little bit of pain to get there, but it's going to lead to cool companies like Mizzen and Main that are born online. You've got companies with new business models, like I get Watch Gang every month, and then even like the Meermin shoes that are available now, which it would have been super expensive to get shoes that are handmade in Spain many years ago, but because of the internet and because of the low cost of starting up a website and selling things online, it's very easy to get that kind of stuff now. And so we're just in a very interesting shift in time, and that's what I'm trying to cover on the channel, both from this industry perspective, but also my unboxings and my reviews of these new young brands to make sure that they're worth their time and money, because ultimately That's what I'm here for. So there you have it, gents. Even when I'm just perusing the industry for some articles, I'm thinking about how I can put this in the context of the channel and you guys, so I can make this the most relevant to you. If you have those like malls that are shutting down near you, or if you're experiencing that type of thing around you, let me know in the comments, because I am curious to see how really widespread it is. And I think I've got a pretty good mix of people in cities and people in outside of cities and suburban areas as well. I'll invite you again and mention it that I do have my brand tracker, which is a Google Doc I put down in the description, so you can help me to keep track of all these brands, and then that'll help inform my future videos, because you guys give great recommendations and I make lists and notes of all of them, but I can't hit them all myself, so I'm working on some things around that. And if you know anybody that'll be interested in this topic and this type of video, go ahead and share with them so we can grow the pool of informed gentlemen out on the internet. Until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier.